Hello, first of all, good morning to you all. So today our topic is generator cost curves, right? So that comes. So whenever we are talking about generator cost functions, so in the state of art, so it is based on whatever the input and the output characteristics is there, whatever the efficiency, whatever the fuel cost of a major energy contributions such as natural gas, coal, nuclear, hydro, renewable. So these input and output characteristics of thermal generator, and it is having that capability or ability to convert the thermal energy into electrical energy. These data is obtained from the parameters, design parameters of generator, cost function, that is for the generator. It can be represented by these equations which will come there. Okay, it's no load cost to operate. Okay, B1, B2 functions, quadratic coefficient of thermal input output curve, generator with the fuel cost, that is Fi. To obtain this quadratic cost coefficient for generator 1, with generator 2, fuel cost. Okay, so these costs when we are talking about, so here when we are talking about, so the cost associated with generating electricity, that is this equation, fuel cost, right? So when we are putting that cost, generator cost heat curves lead to the fuel cost. Okay, so these we are taking the derivative of this one. So we'll do it one by one. So then we have a total utility function over there, right? So electric utility is a company in which the electrical power industry, often we are saying it's a public utility, and it will engage in the generating electricity generation and how distribution is there of electricity for sale in the market, power and utilities, that includes the electricity power generation, the transmission, distribution of public utilities, usually in the form of energy, water, gas or heating, but uh, it includes the telecommunication and broadcast services too. So the major goals of the electrical utility, when we are talking about, we are categorizing into three. Uh, First is control to long-term cost of the electrical system. So regulatory framework will be done for a broad range of sources to increase the ratio of average to peak electric loading and helping to right size the electrical system to the customer need. It gives the customer more energy choices. The regulatory framework should allow customers to use whatever the emerging technologies are there, whatever the commercial arrangements, and to maintain their energy production. Then it will build a flexible grid to integrate more clean energy generation. The regulatory framework should improve the flexibility needed to allow the grid to incorporate the increasing proportion of variable clean energy through the demand response energy storage. So when we are talking about example, when we are taking regarding the utility, that is data connectivity, telecommunication or broadband services. So it can be stated that electrical energy in 21st century, it will depend upon the operation of data network to allow the utility to gain visibility and control of electrical system. So potential of the 21st century utility, it includes the reliability services, connectivity services, network integration, transaction management systems, customer engagement services. And when we are talking, we are taking one by one. When we are taking this reliability services, so line maintenance, circuit configuration, supplemental power supply, undergrounding, power factor correction is the distribution system energy, voltage variation. So connectivity services includes the operation of the communication, the backbone to the distribution automation, then network integration services in this scheduling, multi-directional power flow management services, vehicle charging services, necessary distribution system planning, data analysis for load voltage, and hosting capacity will come. Then when we are taking the transaction management services, in this clearing settlement among parties, integration of distribution energy resources, metering customers, this comes in this. Then we have a customer engagement services such as the home energy optimization, appliance automation, intelligent load management, whatever the backup energy services. That includes the energy storage, energy efficiency program, delivery, customer support, low income and engagement, and vehicle education. So many of these functions are so connected that one with one another. Uh, However, these functions may could be undertaken separately or with the electrical utility. Then power exchange. When we are talking about the power exchange, so power exchange it refers to the entity that operates electricity market at which electricity is traded. Power exchange is a trading center where utilities, power marketers, and other suppliers submit price and quality bid to sell their energy and or services. Then we have facility for trading of electricity. In this facility for trading of electricity, so marketplace it permits the different participants to sell and buy the other services in a competitive way based on the quality, prices. Participate includes power makers, brokers, load aggregators, industrial customers, or co-generators. So power exchange is a new independent, non-government and a non-profit entity which accept the schedule for loads and generation resources, and then foster the development of competition. So in this, it will provide the competitive market by running electronic auction where market appliances buy and sell electricity, and so business is done quickly and easily. Because an electronic auction, uh, marginal cost price for each hour of the following day between buyers and demands. Then transparency, that is independent system operator. So transparent, it submit demand and supply schedules for successful bidders, uh, and it performs settlement functions with the independent supply operator, uh, with the participants such as UDC, that is utility distribution companies, marketers, aggregators, etc. Then liquidify. So when we are talking about liquidify, so in this, the power exchange does not deal with small customer. Power exchange, it manages the settlement and credit arrangement for scheduling and balancing of load and generation resources too. Then we have topic spot pricing. The need of fundamental change in the ways of society use electricity energy. It must be treated as a commodity, which can be bought, which can be sold, which can be traded. and considering its time and space varying values and cost. So in general, an hourly spot price, that is in dollars per kilowatt hour, it reflects the operating and capital cost of generating, transmitting, distributing electricity, and it varies hour from place to place. Spot price based energy market price, it involves the utility customer transactions ranging, that is from hourly prices to long-term plan, multiple year contracts, right? So some advantages of spot pricing is at any level of the system capacity will be more efficiently because price will reflect, and it will reflect the operating cost of the marginal plant or plant clearing price when demand exceed the capacity. When demand is slack, customer will benefit from the fall of price and encouraged to expand consumption. When demand is high, price will rise, and uh, available capacity will be there because price cannot be of ration capacity. Less reserve price needs to be held to meet certain uncertain demands. So requires a lead investment is less, and averaging cost and price is lower. Because spot pricing modes appropriately reflect cost and demand condition, so it can be used efficient mean of coordination, efficient merit ordering, running can be served without the need of integration of ownership of the system, right? So these are some points. So some disadvantages also there. So there will be cost of rapidly calculating and revising the spot price. It is informing customer and metering and more finally billing usage. So many customers have initially been confused by the proposed approach. Then we have electricity market models. So it is there to avoid congestion charge by forming a pool and entering into financial contracts. So pool model with the location market is defined that every node is often considered as a ideal market model as nodal market as nodal prices. So perfectly it reflects all cost of supplying electricity at a given nodes, and it will manage congestion at the same time. The technical feature that determine the complexity of such models, the product electricity, which cannot be stored, and its transmission, it requires a physical link. This is transmission line. It's a physical link over there. So proper market models, in most of the cases, it must deal with the imperfectly competitive markets. So some market models used in power industries are vertical market model. So the power industry long years over the years, it is dominated by large utilities, uh, authority that all activity generation, transmission, and distribution power it within its domain of operation. So some utilities they referred the vertically integrated circuits, utility integrated utilities. So such utilities they served as the only electricity provider in the region and will be obliged to provide electricity in a region. So here, this is drawn vertically integrated utility. It is what this thick line. It is showing the power flow. So it is a vertically integrated market model. The generation is then transmission distribution. So customer. So here the money flow. Vertically integrated utility model is there. Demerits are there. So generally one firm only once with the franchise. So risk and return expectation will be lower, which will affect the types of entities. Additionally, utility regulation accommodates the use of more debit, but limits innovation. So wholesale competition model is there as shown in this figure. right? Right. The wholesale market. So customer. So here, where it is very much closer toward competition. So there is an organized market in which generators can sell energy at a competitive rates. Market, it can be organized either by a separate entity or maybe run by a system operator itself. So there is not not much choice for the end user. And the end user is still affiliated at Discom, that is distribution company or retailer. So large customers or a bulk customers will have privilege to choose their energy provider, right? So here in figure this one, Discoms, that is the distribution company. The choice of a supplier to distribute daughter company Discoms. So along with the competition in general implementation of model requires open access of the transmission network. So wholesale spot market need to develop. So distribution company, they purchase their customer either from the wholesale market or from the long term contracts with generator. So here, so customer within the service area has no choice of supplier. So they will serve as a Discom in that area. With the model Discom will under universal service obligation, that is USO, as they have monopoly over the customer. They own their and operate their distribution wires. Transmission network is owned and maintained by government and or private transmission companies. So system operators manage the centrally accomplished task of operation. This is the transmission network, retailer and all that. So in the next class, merits is there choice of seller provider discounts and bank consumers, the buyers and seller, they can make forward contract to buy their wholesale market. Okay, so these are things. So tomorrow class we will discuss about the retail competitive market. Right. Thank you.